Hello, weeknight warriors. This is going to be a very training heavy webinar today. So, we are going to be talking about how to create pop-ups on your website, notification bars, and customizing thank you pages for things like, join my email list and get a free download if you wanted to run promotions like that. So, we're going to be covering all of that today so that you can maximize the upcoming season. And you know what that is on the web? Christmas. What? Christmas. Or really just the holidays in general. So I know it's only August. However, back to school is coming. And then you'll be full swing into fall, and we know how fast that creeps up. And so it's really great to get prepared now and get in the habit now of running promotions so that you are ready for the upcoming holiday season. And you're probably going to see from a lot of people, a lot of the services that you might subscribe to on the internet, they're probably getting ready for the holidays. So someone just sent me this morning that they got an email from Later, the Instagram scheduling app, saying, hey, get ready for the holiday season. So we were like, perfect. We actually have this webinar planned to help you get ready for that as well. So without further ado, we're going to get into the tutorial about how you can build your promotion. So I'm going to pull that up. Rat quick, as we say here in Texas, rat quick. You probably want to know how to run promotions and things like that on your site using pop-ups and free download pages and even things like a notification bar. So I'm going to show you how you can do that using all of the tools inside of Weeknight website, and it's actually very easy to do so. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how you can create a free download page. So let's say we have a subscribe form like this, and we want to run a promotion where if people join our list, they get some sort of free download, right? So the first thing that we're going to need is we're going to actually need to upload something that they can download. So what I'm going to do is go to my dashboard and my media library and just drag in whatever it is that I want to upload here. So I actually went ahead and uploaded this PDF. It is called my prep guide. So the idea of this website is it's for a home interior designer website. So I have this fall home prep guide that I have uploaded into my media library. If you like, one of the best ways to upload things is actually with a .zip file. So all you'll do is compress your file or put it in a folder and then make that a zip file. And then you can go ahead and upload that to your media library. So for instance, if you have a bundle of songs or audio clips or a bunch of worksheets that you want them to receive, put that in a folder and then compress that folder so it's a zip file, and then you can upload that here. The advantage of a zip file is that it actually will download immediately when they click the button. So that's really helpful. Okay, so just remember where you're at because we are going to revisit this media library later. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is this is going to need another page to go to on thank you so that they can get their free download. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to new page. And let's say we'll call this our thank you page. And I'm going to make it a no header and footer page and then hit open here. And obviously it's empty. And what if I decide that I don't want to reinvent the wheel? So you can go ahead and drag in one of these pre-built rows if you like. What I'm actually going to do, because I don't like doing my work twice, is I'm just going to open my other page because I like the way that this looks. And I'm just going to take this row, I'm going to save it so that I can just duplicate the row. And I'm just going to call it a large hero row or something that you can remember. And then we're going to reload this page so that it knows to grab that row. Update, please. open the builder. And here it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag this guy in, and then I'm just gonna change my text. So it says, thank you. Grab your free download by clicking the link below. I'm gonna change my background so that they know that they went to another page. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. Okay, and now I'm gonna have to grab that link from my media library for this button. So what I wanna do is open this up, and then you see where it says copy link? You wanna copy that link, and then you wanna make this the link that they go to. So if this is .zip at the end, it will automatically download to their computer. If not, then it'll open them in a window with just the PDF. There we go. I'm gonna hit done, publish it. And obviously you can tweak this a little more. Like if I were gonna publish this, I might actually make this, let's see here, and make it a full height row so that we see more of the image. And then I would put a little bit of an overlay on here as well, just to kind of make it easier for the user to read. But I'll skip this part for now. Okay, so there we go. And so now what we're gonna do is we are going to grab the link for this page, and now we're gonna add it into our subscribe form. So we'll open the builder on our original page, and then all we do is add that link in where it says success action. We're actually gonna hit redirect, and we are going to add the thank you page as the success URL. And that is it, my friends. That is what we're gonna do. And the advantage of having an extra thank you page like this, instead of just pointing them to the download, is that we can actually have our Facebook, this is annoying me that it's not full height, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make it that. We can add in a Facebook pixel code specific to the page so that we know we can, track people on our list, or maybe your mailing list provider, your email list provider, like mine, does things specifically based on pages, like you can add tags, things like that. So it's really handy to have them go to a separate page. All right, and so if I were to open this, it brings me to the place where I can download this prep guide. So that, my friends, is how you can add in a free download page if that's the promotion you wanted to run. Another thing that you guys might want to do is, let's say you wanted to add one of those fun banners that comes down at the top when somebody visits your site. So you have a promotion and you want to be able to run it. Well, there are some services out there that will let you embed them, like Hello Bar, and you can totally do that by using the customizer in the code section. But I'm going to show you a way to do it that's baked right into Weeknight website. So what you're going to do is go to your dashboard, and you are going to create something in the themer layouts that we call a part. So this is going to be just a part or a little piece of your website. And there's all sorts of places that you can do them, but I'm going to call this notification bar. And it is a themer layout, and I'm going to click part, add. Okay, and so now you can choose where it appears. So I want it to appear before the header so that if I have navigation and stuff like that, it appears above it. But there's all these other options as well if you wanted to add it somewhere else. Okay, and then for location, I'm just gonna put it on, let's see, I don't want it on the entire site, but I do want it on the home page. So I don't want it on my thank you page, but I do want it on my home page. And you can set this to be the entire site. You can set this to be parts of it, all of that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and launch our builder. And you see, just as a dummy effect, it has my header here, so I can see that it's loading above my header. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a row right in here, and I'm gonna make it, I want it to be like a big long row, so I'm gonna make it full width, and then I have that, that color I was using that was kind of like a orangey, like a burnt orange color. Okay, and so I'm adding that, boom, there we go. And then I'm gonna add in a heading, and you can totally have rows, you can add in images if you like. Okay, so I'm gonna say, get the free, actually let's say get 20% off all services using code book now. Okay. I'm going to make this light and center it in the middle here. There we go. And then additionally, you know, I don't just want it floating there. I think, well, first off, I want it to be a little bit smaller than that, or shorter than that. So I'm going to get rid of the margins around this. And then maybe I want to capitalize this too, make it stand out a little bit more. You don't necessarily need to capitalize things to make them stand out, but you know what? I'm actually not going to, so that book now, the code stands out. And then you might want to add in an animation. So if you go to the entire row settings, so it's not just like hanging out there, you can actually add in something like a fade down, or even my preferred, a slide down, like that. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, I like to make it fast. Boom, there we go. All right, we're gonna hit save. And now let's load our home page and see what that looks like. So I'm gonna go back here, reload, and there we go. It is above my page. Do you see that? And you know, you might decide that you just want it to load without the animation. You don't have to use the animation if you don't like. But I find, especially if I have a similar, like just like a white heading or something, it looks pretty good. So let's see what else we got. Some of these might look really silly, so definitely be careful and be subtle when you're using animations, guys. The more that you use animations, the kind of cheesier it can look, or people might feel like, oh wow, they're trying to sell me something, right? So you want to be courteous and coy, or classy at Weeknight website. There you go. I think that that looks great. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna, oh, and obviously, sorry to go back, but you can also go ahead and link this as well. So if you wanted to link this to something like your checkout or anything like that, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna show you to do is how you can create a pop-up. So we do have a plugin that you can use called Hustle Pro. It's in your plugin library, but there's actually a way that you can do it right with the builder on your page. So if you noticed before, I actually saved a row, and something else that you can do is create page templates. So you know how you can preload templates here, just like on any Weeknight website, you can preload these templates, but you can also create your own. So let's say I wanted to create a template that was just this row, and then I wanted to use that inside of a pop-up so that I can actually design my pop-ups with the builder. Well, guys, you can actually do that. So what you do is go to New and then Template, and I'm going to go ahead and name this opt-in template, type template. Okay, add saved template. And we'll go back to that pop-up thing in just a minute. You'll see where I'm going here. Okay, so this is everything that we need. We're just gonna launch this. Okay, and now I'm gonna grab in, I had actually saved that row where it had the email opt-in, but maybe I wanna add in something else like a photo. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna select for my photo. Could add this. You know what, I changed my mind, but just know that that is an option. Okay, I'm gonna hit done and I'm gonna publish it. Okay, so now that we have this saved template, we can use it in so many ways across the site. So there's actually some modules that allow you to use templates to load inside of them. So what you can do is go to your homepage in the builder, and then you're gonna drag in this module called modal box is what it's called. Okay, and you can drag it anywhere on the page. It's not actually gonna show up where you put it. It's gonna show up based on these rules. So the first thing you can choose is if you want it to be standard, which is like a little box on your screen, or if you want it to be full screen, right? And so that means that the entire screen gets taken over by what you're putting in it. So if I put standard, note that that'll work, but also know that if I choose saved templates and I choose my opt-in template, it is gonna squish my template. So definitely take account for that. And it has this little preview feature, so you can actually see what it's gonna look like as you're building it, which is really handy. So just make sure that you are, building your modal box and your templates even with this in mind, that it might squish things. But if you want to be safe, just set it to be full screen. So it's kind of like a full screen pop-up sort of deal. Okay, and then the next thing that you want to do is, okay, I'm going to change it back to standard actually. The next thing you're going to do is decide if you want a title. So I am going to not have a title, but some of you guys might want to have one. Some of you might have mailing lists that give you forms that you can embed. And in that case, you might actually not want to use the saved templates. You might want to go ahead and use raw HTML. And if you use raw HTML, you can go ahead and just paste in the code. For instance, I have a client that uses drip because she has a Shopify store. And so we just pasted in the drip form code for her so that she can directly collect email list leads from this form. So this is what the large hero row looks like, which is kind of cool if you center align things. Okay, I'm going back to my opt-in template. And as you can see this as you're working. And then all you have to do is go through and decide on a trigger. So a trigger means that, when is this gonna load? So you can decide on, okay, I want a delay. So I want it to load 1 second after the page loads. You can do it on click. So you can actually add in a button for it. And you can even add in an image that loads this box, which is really handy. If you're working with something that's like, click here to join the newsletter now or something, or even an icon. So very, very cool feature to know about. You can add an exit intent. So you might see this a lot on the internet when someone's leaving, it has a box that says, oh no, don't leave us. And it gives them the option to opt in. And then other, you probably won't want to mess with, but there are other options in case you know a little bit about JavaScript or CSS or any of that. So if you wanted to play with that, you can play with the other option, but most of us are going to do one of these three. Okay. The next thing is to choose if it has a background color or not. So if I didn't have this box that already had a predefined background color, I might actually choose something like an image. So I had preloaded an image before. Actually, that's not the image. It was this one. I was going to show you. And now it's just a border, but you can see it's contained, what the content is contained within it. So you can totally load an image in back there. You can make it so that it has no background. So we'll do color, and then we'll just get rid of the color. The backlight effect is whether it is going to have this dark black behind it or not. So, and then you can actually choose, let's see, I'm gonna do this, make it clear. And you can also choose the border size. So, and the same with the padding. So actually, if I made the padding 0, so probably touch edge to edge anyway, and I wouldn't have to worry about the borders so much. We'll hide the overlay, again, if we don't want that dark background over it. And just, guys, have fun with this. Oh, and this is for this little X here. I actually like to get rid of, I don't like the circle around it, so I get rid of it. And the same with the border. Sometimes I get rid of it. I'll keep it on this one. Save. All right. And if you ever want to preview it again, you can just click on it. You can also decide on the animation. So what animation it's going to come up as. So currently it's at fade in, which looks pretty nice. It's pretty unobtrusive as well. Okay, and so I'm gonna hit done and publish. And there's our newsletter joining box. And you know, I might look at this and be like, oh, I don't love that. And then want to change it. Well, you can go ahead and change it in your template. So that it will appear here. So let's say I actually wanted to just go ahead, get rid of my background color, just have it say join the newsletter, and then I'll get rid of the rest. Keep it easy and breezy. Let's re-add in that background so it's not just empty like that. It's helpful. Do this image. And there we go. So you can feel free to tweak as you like it, but you get the idea. That is how you can add in a pop-up. So a couple of other fun tools that we have baked right into Weeknight website. Beyond those, guys, if you wanted to play with plugins or any other integrations, you can go ahead into the WP admin and go to plugins. And we have a handy plugin that a lot of you guys have used, especially for your GDPR slide-in. And slide-ins are really great to add, called Hustle Pro. So Hustle Pro will help you. You can also connect your mailing list through there. There's pop-ups, slide-ins, all of that. So that is a great plugin that I would recommend that you can just activate and play with in the back end here as well. It's not quite as visual of a builder, so do know that. But if you wanted to, if you didn't want to work with templates and the modal pop-ups, that is another option for you. The other thing I want to highlight is lead pages connector. So some of you guys use lead pages and lead boxes in particular for your pop-ups, and you can go ahead and connect your lead pages account and then use their lead boxes integration for pop-ups by using this plugin. So I hope that that helps you as well. Okay, guys, well, that is how you can get your website ready to run some promotions and advertise all the cool stuff that you have going on, get people on your list, all of that. I hope that this was informative, and we'll catch you next time.
Did you get a lot out of that? I hope that that helped you create your pop-ups and promotions, even just get inspired thinking about your sales and whatever it is that you want to do on your website, everything from, running sales to getting more leads to your email list, which of course, those things are very, very helpful with. Okay, guys, that is all for me today. It's been so great joining you, and we will catch you next time.